Okay, so the first question was, if you were living in India in 1947, would you have supported the partition? Why and why not? I think I wouldn't. I think that I would have realized that a partition would have been really hard on the nation. Sometimes you think, oh, let's just separate the two and there's not going to be any problems. And that's rarely the case, especially since we know that they could have, they've lived before, fine. It was just a lot of tensions. And I think that that was intensified by the war that had just happened, about the British leaving and everything else that just like made it worse. And I think that if they didn't really even have India really put together, like the British government, how can they even split it even further into another nation when clearly a lot of the people that were qualified or that were in that providence had already left? I wouldn't have. I think that it would have created a lot of problems, especially for the people that were left in whichever one of those regions. So I wouldn't have supported it. The other question, do you agree with where the lines were drawn? If yes, why? If not, how would you have done it? I completely disagree with it. I think that especially having somebody that has nothing to do with the expertise of the area, basically like if it would have been done by either somebody that had lived in India and had understood the dynamics of that area, politically and in many other ways, it would have been different. But the fact that it was this British guy who didn't even go to the area, didn't even leave New Delhi, and decided just to where it went. It cut in the middle of agricultural parts. It cut in the middle of like communities, from like their sacred sites. It cut into like railway lines, and just like it just made absolutely no sense. And I think that the way that I would have done it is I would have um, I probably would have wanted to get like a lot of people that had experience in those areas in regards to all areas of like the economics and the basically like what produced out of the area. So was it just agriculture? Like what else? Is there mining? Is there anything else? And then basically said, okay, for these areas to still be able to provide a source of income for the area, what do we need to do so that like if there's an agricultural area and an industrial place, let's make sure that they're stay together instead of be divided. So I would have definitely sought out the help of whoever had been there the longest and was already an official or already had an experience, or some type of expert in order to help me. The last question is how has the partition of India been successful up to this point? Describe the challenges. I don't think that it has been successful at all. I think that it really hurt a lot. I think that one of the things that I enjoyed reading was, well, I didn't enjoy reading it, but I thought it was very interesting in regards to how they really hurt him politically, because a lot of the people that were qualified left that area. And so I think that because they really crippled the area so much, it was really horrible. And I don't think that it was successful at all. I think that what followed is basically the answer, that if it would have worked, then there would have been a better outcome and they wouldn't have had so many problems, so much poverty, and all of the things that followed after. So I don't think it was successful at all.